I hope you enjoyed the meditation for awareness in the present moment. This is your Wisdom Drop, the mini episode that taps into the energy of the meditation you just practiced and gifts you with the tools and wisdom to take elements of the practice into your week. Bringing awareness to the present moment helps us to slow down that future thinking, the worrying about the future, but also the planning and the striving that we were talking about last week in the slow down meditation. It really brings us back to ourselves, and it's a theme that's been carried through from the grounding meditation into the slow down meditation and into this present moment awareness. For me, these are the most important tools and benefits that come with meditation. Being able to be in your body and in the moment, and just for that moment, just for 30 minutes, just for 5 minutes, allowing ourselves to come into an awareness of our oneness with everything around us, and at the same time, bringing awareness into yourself, turning inward, letting go of influence and noise outside of yourself. It reminds us that there is nothing to do outside of ourselves. There is nothing that we can control that is not within us already. This becomes particularly helpful for me at night. When you go to bed, and you're laying there and your mind is busy and you're thinking about things that have happened during the day, cringing at stuff that you might have done 10 years ago that pop into your head. That happens to me a lot. But also thinking about, what do I have to do tomorrow? What do I have to do to achieve this in the next month? And what am I going to do for next week? And what am I going to be doing next year? And what are my kids doing? And there's so many things that are just a constant worry if we allow ourselves to be caught up in that internal dialogue. Meditation helps you to notice the internal dialogue. And that's why it's really important not to try to be perfect at meditation, but just to come into a moment of noticing what your mind is doing, what the internal dialogue is from an observer's point of view, rather than being the one that's caught up in that in yourself, in your head. It's about trying to step back and be amused by your beautiful, busy mind and how it gets carried away with stories. You don't need to be in actual meditation to achieve this. So one of the tools that I use is just to stop during the day. At any time when I feel the build-up of stress and anxiety in my body, I stop, take a breath, and notice what's happening in my mind from an observer's point of view. It helps to bring perspective to what those thoughts are. Is there anything I can do about that right now? Is there anything I can do to change that thing that's happened in the past? Is there any reason that I need to be worrying about this in this very moment? All past events, circumstances, and people create us and mold us into who we are in this present moment. And meditation doesn't ask you to change your life and change who you are. It simply invites you into this present moment to be in the peace, be in your breath, let go of everything around you that cannot be controlled, and bring everything back to you. And I'd like to remind you again to please use your journal. Writing down anything that comes up for you in these meditations, anything that you feel is shifting and changing for you. so that when you look back at your journaling, you will be able to see where you started, where you're at, and where you're heading in your meditation journey. Thank you so much for joining me again for this wisdom drop. I hope you find many opportunities to come into the present moment and find your inner peace.